Gilmore, Supply Chain Digest and the Supply Chain Television Channel, sneaking down to a quiet hallway here at the beautiful Fairmont Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona for the HighJump Software Innovation Annual User Conference. I've just got a day here, but going to cover a lot of ground. This is the first innovation under new CEO Russell Fleischer. He's a longtime software veteran, came in and took management of the company about 6 months ago. Russell promises a lot of getting closer to customers, which seems like new CEOs always do. Also a very interesting take on making HighJump software more transparent to its user community, customer base. That's something that you don't often hear from software companies, so be interesting to see how that plays itself out. Before I get into my full review and comment on the conference, let's just take a quick look at the sights and sounds of HighJump Innovation 2010 here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Okay, this is Dan. I'm back. A bit of news here at the conference. Many of you know HighJump Software as being a supply chain execution software company, warehouse management, transportation management, those sorts of solutions. The company's taken a bit of a strategic turn over the last couple of years. They're now also heavily into the beverage distribution and direct store delivery DSD business. That really came through a series of acquisitions, and as best I can tell, both the company revenue as well as sort of population of the user community here splits roughly 50-50, maybe a bit off of that, but between that traditional supply chain execution business as well as the newer direct store delivery and beverage distribution kind of business. So some interesting things there. A few of the key announcements from the show. First off, HighJump just recently announced its acquisition of True Commerce. That is an EDI company. Very interesting sort of move. Certainly has the potential to provide a conduit for better connectivity between trading partners that HighJump can bring to the table with that new arm of their business. Still relatively new news here, and we'll learn more about that over the coming months. The other thing that was really of big interest here was the announcement by HighJump of a new concept that they call the App Store. It kind of takes off on the apps you can buy on your mobile phones, but with important twists for supply chain execution. I'm actually going to talk in just a couple of minutes to HighJump Vice President Chad Collins about what this really means. Let's take a quick look at what Chad had to say about this new App Store concept.
Okay, as promised, I'm here with Chad Collins of HighJump. Chad, thanks so much for joining me today.
You bet, Dan. Good to be here.
Okay, a couple things. We're here, obviously, at the Innovation Conference 2010. For those that weren't able to make it, the general audience out there, what are some of the key takeaways? What are some of the key messages you're delivering here at this year's conference?
Well, definitely this year, Dan, as always, focused on customers and providing the service and support and solution to those customers. And then, in addition to that, we highlighted many new products that we've rolled out, including some new performance management applications, both on the supply chain side and the direct store delivery side.
Well, you bring up that direct store delivery side, DSD. A lot of people, of course, know HighJump from its traditional presence in supply chain execution, WMS-related applications. Not as many may know you've really gotten into the DSD, direct store delivery, and beverage business in a big way. What's driving that, and what kind of trends do you see in DSD?
Yeah, in fact, about half the conference attendees here were from the DSD side of the business, and I think some of the reasons for that is, with the battle at the store shelf being as complex as it is, really having the ability to deliver directly to the store and sometimes bypass that retail distribution, be able to merchandise the product yourself, right? The store shelf is critical, and you really need a comprehensive set of software solutions to do that, including the mobile devices that are used out in the field, and that's really a critical component of our solution.
And there's a big change going on there, right? I mean, the technology that many DSD providers were using was very dated, and I'm seeing a big trend towards many DSD companies upgrading that technology platform to get in the 21st century.
Yeah, absolutely, and both on the back office side, where we've made some significant investments in bringing new technologies, and the mobile side, so a lot of advancements in the mobile side, which is pervasiveness of cellular technology, GPS. There's a lot more things you can do from a mobile computing standpoint that help you at the store shelf as well.
Okay. Clearly really, for me, the most interesting news out of the conference was this App Store concept, a general concept familiar to anybody that uses an iPhone or an Android or any smartphone today. I think what you're doing there is very interesting, really kind of breakthrough innovation, potentially. Give us, a little update or summary about what this App Store is all about.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm totally pumped up about this as well. Many people are familiar with the phone analogy and be able to, download just the apps that they want to fulfill a particular function. And we're basically taking that same concept and applying it to supply chain and supply chain workflows. So maybe you have a compliance initiative or a specific piece of industry-specific functionality. Rather than having a massive monolithic code base, you're able to pull down a specific app to solve your problem and then run that on the HighJump Advantage platform and get sort of just what you need to go solve your specific problem and really implement that, and as I did in the demo today, in a matter of minutes and being able to deploy that on production.
Yeah, this is a really, really exciting development, one of the more interesting news I've heard in the supply chain this year. There'll be a lot more on that soon in Supply Chain Digest. Chad, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay, I'm back again. Very interesting approach there that HighJump is taking, something that actually could have a big impact on the software industry overall if more companies take to this sort of a model. It could change the way you think about upgrades and a lot of other things. We'll be covering that again in more detail over the coming months in Supply Chain Digest. Just other quick bit of news here. HighJump, which had gotten into the transportation management business a few years ago through one acquisition, really has now decided to go in a different direction and is partnering very closely with on-demand TMS provider MercuryGate to bring their TMS solution to marketplace. So that is a bit of a change over previous years. MercuryGate doing quite well in the marketplace. I'm only here for a day, so I only got a chance to get to a relatively few number of kind of user sessions here. A couple of interesting highlights. One was from a company called Navarre, which has been a distributor of entertainment-type media, and seeing, over in the future maybe some difficulty with on-demand and internet and everything else. So one of the interesting things they've done is really build up a 3PL business doing the same work for others in the industry. The point just being is that they now are very reliant on a third-party billing module, as the term is typically called, that 3PLs have typically used, and we're seeing more and more of that, of companies needing to bill out cost and revenue and allocate those, et cetera, the way a 3PL does, even if they're doing it internally to their own company, say in a shared services environment. So something to consider as you're looking for new software, whether those kind of capabilities are going to be important to you. So a fantastic session from Scheider Logistics, the logistics arm of truckload giant Scheider. What they've done is built a tremendous visibility system, taking EDI feeds in from 5 or 6 different sort of kinds of partners, and have really been able to take control of end-to-end visibility of starting for a very, very large retailer here in the United States. Are now bringing these capabilities to bear at other places. Has saved this retailer tens of millions of dollars through reduced inventory and lower operating costs. What they've done is take those EDI feeds and then they have built a visibility tool using a module of HighJump software. A couple of interesting points in that. First, I think they've done one of the most comprehensive jobs of building this sort of visibility platform. Also shows you that for all the talk about visibility and as far as we've gone, I think in case of even some large companies, they really haven't got all the way there yet. And certainly, many have not built this level of robust capability to really see everything truly port to port, door to door, I guess the right way to say it here. Very interesting the way they have done this, and kind of now harken back to the True Commerce acquisition, the fact that potentially HighJump could bring that connectivity with it, I think is also interesting. So I was only here for a day, covered as much as I could. I've enjoyed myself out here in Scottsdale, and I want to thank you for joining me for this review of HighJump Innovation 2010. I'm Dan Gilmore.